Another beautiful day to you, distinguished viewers from wherever you're watching us. This is Rero TV, and I am Oborevwori. Today, we are in the presence of one of the special assistants to the Delta State Governor on intelligence gathering, Comr Jasper Isiakpere. Comrade, it's nice to have you here.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, sir. Now, 2023 election is just around the corner. And we know you are an ardent supporter of the PDP gubernatorial candidate, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori. But there has been this lingering reports emanating online that Sheriff is not accessible. Some groups have come out to say they've tried to book the appointment with him, but he has not been there, sending representatives and thereabout. They feel that if he's going to be a governor, they should have access to him so that when he gets there, it will be easy for people to discuss issues with him. They also made reference that seeing the APC candidate wasn't as rigorous as seeing Sheriff. How do you react to this? Is Sheriff really that accessible or not?
Well, I think I saw that report some time ago, and sometime last week I also saw another report of a Christian, is it a bishop or thereabout, I can't remember precisely, having this claim that my governorship candidate, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori, is not accessible. I laughed when I saw the reports. The reason why I laughed is because I knew Sheriff Oborevwori, a governorship candidate, far back in 2016. I run an NGO, African Youth Political Congress. Was planning to run a summit, Data Central Youth Summit, and we saw him in front of, I think he has this equipment company opposite the airport. And he was just discussing with us. That was my first time of seeing him. I saw in him a man who is down to earth, a man who relates to everybody the way you can talk to anybody. Because I was new in town, I needed to also meet some persons. Then he was now speaker in 2017. I held Data Central Youth Summit, where Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori was special guest of honor. The DSP Ovioma Gege was also special guest of honor. Then also Festus Keyamo and the rest of them. And I made frantic efforts to reach out to these persons. One, I could not access the DSP. I could not access Festus Keyamo. I was able to access the Right Honorable Speaker. He does not know me. He does not know me. And I did not go there with a Range Rover. I went there with a friend's car. In fact, he didn't see the car for anybody to say that, oh, he sees that you are this. That was why he accepted to see you. No. We went there. But then Francis Okan was his chief of staff at the time. And we were able to see him. We saw him and we gave him the letter inviting him to the event, and that he was a special guest of honor. And I can tell you, on that day, we saw him 2 weeks to the event. Do you know that this man remembered dates and time, the venue and everything? And he couldn't make it because he had another event in Warri, very important too. So he said, it's okay, let me split the attendance. While I go for the one in Warri, you, my special assistant on political matter, which is Dr. Ebenezer Okorodudu, attended the event, represented him. And Ebenezer Okorodudu called me earlier before we were even set to start the event, that he is Ebenezer Okorodudu and that he's representing the speaker. And when Ebenezer Okorodudu came, he attended the event. He said he was representing his boss, and when the event was over, he was leaving, he gave us a check. That's not to be disclosed. He gave us a check. But I can tell you that what I appreciated in him is the fact that, one, considering the time frame, he attended. Some persons in Sapele that are invited never came. Never came. And when I hear people say that Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori is not accessible, I laugh, because I know him. He's a man who has been in the street. It takes somebody who has tested the street to know how people in the street feels. You don't have to. He is not bossy. He is not bossy. But one thing I know about him is that he is blunt. I study people, and I say it the way it is. He is very blunt. He doesn't hide his feelings. He tells you the way it is. And the moment he expresses his feelings to you, it's no longer in his heart. He just forgets about it. He doesn't say it again, because he tells you, if you are able to repent. You know, people who are seemingly hard, people you think they are hard, they are very emotional. And I can tell you for free that the Right Honorable Speaker, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori, is very emotional. But for other candidates who think that they are accessible, I have just told you how unaccessible they are. And in fact, you can't even mention the rest of them who are still going around claiming to want to be governor of this state. If you are not accessible, if you are not down to earth, you can't rule this state. That's the obvious truth. You can't rule this state. Sheriff is the best candidate because he's the best person to be governor of this state, because he knows Delta. A man who has been Speaker of the State House of Assembly, who have controlled over 28 members of the House of Assembly for years, is the longest serving Speaker of the State House of Assembly without any rancor. That's the kind of person we want to have as governor of the state.
Now, away from Honorable Oborevwori now, let's come to the governor of Delta State, who happens to be the vice presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Senator Dr. Ato Ifeanyi Okowa. Now, prior to the primaries, there were reports that Okowa led the South governors in a meeting and said that it's time for South to present the presidency. Now, later on, after the primaries, he emerged as the vice presidential candidate, thereby jettisoning the presidency issue for South. Now, a lot of persons have come out to say Okowa is a betrayer. Predominantly, Chief Ike Clark have come out to blast Okowa that Okowa betrayed the South. These betrayal claims, and with the election just a few days away, sir, do you think this will affect Okowa's chances and the PDP?
The Bible says, know the truth, and the truth will set you free. When you hear claims of betrayal upon betrayal on the internet, we heard these stories, and it is laughable. It is politics. When that Asaba meeting was held by South governors, Okowa called that meeting, and they agreed that the presidency should come to the South. They all agreed, and this meeting, mind you, the meeting comprises of both APC and PDP governors. They all agreed that presidency should come to South. APC went to meet their party. The PDP governors also went to meet their party. The PDP government, the PDP as a party, met at the national level and says, we can't afford the presidency should go to the South for reasons best known to them. Okowa is not bigger than the party. Okowa, as a governor, is not bigger than the party. Okowa could not have kicked against the decision of the party. It is the party decided to open it up for anybody to contest. The party did not say presidency should go to the north, neither it should go to the south. PDP as a party opened it up, and when it is now left for Okowa, who was interested at the time also to also go run for presidency. Now, if it is now open, what is left for him to do? As a smart politician, you study the tide. He studied the tide, and sees that, oh, this is the person that may likely win the slot, the presidential ticket, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. If that is the case, why waste my vote? Like a lot of persons will tell you today, I cannot vote for Obi because voting for Obi is like wasting my vote. So he cannot afford to waste his vote on somebody he knows would not win. So he decided to support Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar is a founding member of the PDP. It's a founding member of the PDP. And knowing fully whether he is credible, he is the best bet for the country at the time, he decided to support the candidacy of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Now, if Atiku Abubakar is the presidential candidate, they say soup is sweet, everybody the drag Amabi. Okowa decides that he wants to be vice president. If he wants to be vice president, it is open for anybody to be vice president. Now he has been made the vice presidential candidate of the PDP. Tell me, where is the betrayal there? Politics is, according to Harold Laswell, who gets what, when and how. My own definition of politics is a process of nurturing your interest for good governance. That's my definition. You nurture your interests for good governance. It is your interest. So politics is a game of interests. Okowa is interested to become vice president of Nigeria, and he wants to also bring good governance to the country, bringing dividends of democracy to his people in the South, in the Niger Delta, in Delta states, and of course across all local government area in this region. The only thing that we owe him as a people is to support him, because he is not just going to be the vice. Okowa is the best bet, very intelligent, very strategic, and knows how to get what he wants for the good people of Delta. Yes, so the only thing that we owe him now, I don't have money to give to him, but to give him my support, to talk to people, well-meaning voters, to support the PDP. Because when Okowa becomes vice president, you won't believe what will happen to Delta. Delta state will be transformed.
So you're saying Okowa never betrayed anyone, that it was just a game of interest?
Of course, Okowa never betrayed anyone. He is loyal to his party, and his party has decided to throw it open. This race of the presidency is an issue of experience. Those of them running around now saying that they want to be president of Nigeria, nobody learns to swim in an ocean. Nobody. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, with all the bragging of transforming Lagos, does not have the experience to be president of Nigeria. That's the truth. Peter Obi only ruled Anambra State. Anambra State is a small state. That's what I said. You cannot learn how to swim in an ocean. Before
we go now, the election is just a few days away. February 25th, March 11th. What will be your final charge to electorates in Delta State and across the country?
The broom will sweep both the good and the bad. We don't want that. We need something that will shelter us. We are all homeless. The over 7 years of the APC administration have rendered Nigerians homeless. We are all homeless. We are all in the rain. We need the umbrella to shelter us, and the only option for us now is to choose Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Okowa is the answer. That's just the gospel truth. Atiku Okowa is the answer. I'm not campaigning because I'm a party man. I'm campaigning because we want the best for us. We don't want anybody that will go there to go and learn how to govern with the presidency. No, because what you saw in the states is not what you are going to see in Abuja. Yeah, there are hyenas in Abuja, and it takes somebody who knows them to be able to manage them. And Atiku is the only man. Atiku is the only man. Deltas, I enjoin all Deltans to go out on that day to vote the umbrella. For Sapele, you are going to vote Atiku Okowa. You are going to vote You go with Amori, you're going to vote Ivenoboro, you're going to vote Pekinsumokoro. It is PDP 5/5.
Right, it is PDP 5/5. Words from Comrade Jasper Isiakpere, Special Assistant to the Delta State Governor on Intelligence Gathering. Comrade, thank you so much. We hope to speak to you after the election, sir.
Thank you very much. And I'm sure after the elections, we're going to invite you to celebrate with us on victory as we have a landslide victory.
All right. My name is Oborevwori and this is Rero TV. Thank you for watching.